Hi people, what's good? Oh no, my chair is like moving a bit funny. What's good, guys? So I just wanted to talk to you guys today about survivors of abuse. I feel like it's a topic that should be spoken about, and I'm not gonna get into too much details right now, but I just wanted to say, if you are someone that has experienced anything, please do report it. And a lot of the times when you report something, it doesn't really go in your favor. Like, people don't really believe you because, the abusers, they're very charismatic, they can get away with things. But it's very important that you do bring stuff like this to people's attention. And I wanted to talk about Clare's Law with you guys. I don't know if any of you know what Clare's Law is, but it's a background check that you can get on someone. Say you're with a partner and they kind of showing a bit of abusive tendencies, okay? You can ask for Clare's Law, and that will show you any it will bring up anything to do with like domestic violence or sexual violence or anything like that this person has on record, regardless of whether they were found guilty of something or not. It will be on their record, okay? And they won't be told. If you're getting Clare's Law on someone, the person themselves won't know, okay? But it's good for you, because I feel like a lot of the times we get with people and we don't background check these people, you know what I mean? And you do have the right to do that if you're in a relationship with someone, especially if you sense that they might be abusive or whatnot. There could be, like, even if it's like someone just calls the police but it doesn't go anywhere, it will come up on the system and you will know, okay? So I just wanted to, this is why it's important for people that are suffering with things to report the abuse, because even if it doesn't get anywhere, at least it's on the record, okay? And it will show a pattern of behavior, and at some point that person will get caught and they'll be able to look at the record and say, okay, well, this was, put against you and this was, okay? So just be brave. It's very scary when you are a victim and you kind of stand up, especially when that person is very, like I said, very manipulative, or they have access to a lot of things, or that they're like an actual stalker or whatnot. But, be brave and report it, because if you don't, that person may eventually unalive you, okay? Or there could be somebody else that this person could be attacking or abusing, that you could help to save, okay? So abuse is a very it's a very serious thing, and it's not taken seriously in this world, especially like, because men rule the world or whatnot. It's not taken seriously by a lot of people, and there are a lot of people that side with abusers, and I think it's disgusting. I also feel like there is people that have opportunities to help people when they're in certain situations, but they don't. If you are as well, like, suffering from an abusive situation, and you have friends that said that they were going to support you and they haven't, do not speak to those people again, because you know who your true friends are when you're in a time of trouble and need, okay? You can't trust people, but don't have any vengeance in your heart, because sometimes you could think, you know what, if my friend helped me out, or if this person did this, it could have went a different way, and that can stick in your mind, where you'll be like, to the point where I will never speak to you again because your help could have really helped me. Don't think like that, Libra. Just disconnect from people and just continue to focus on yourself and move on with your life, okay? Especially with this full moon in Capricorn, because Capricorn is the opposite to Cancerian. Cancerian is like, you can emotionally manipulate them. They're a sensitive sign. So, but Capricorn is like no mercy type energy. And I feel like it's a time for you not to detach from your emotions, so that you embody the no mercy policy, in the sense that, like, you're ready to do something vengeful. It's more just be numb, okay? Like, it's almost like if you see your abuser being abused or getting their own treatment, get to the point where you would feel nothing. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna help you, but I'm not gonna help you. I just don't care because it's not my business type shit. That's the point where you need to be at, where it's like you feel absolutely nothing. Because if you feel something, whether it's animosity, pain, despair, irritants, shame, guilt, regret, if you continue to hold on to feelings can create actions, which will create a reaction, which will, do you know what I mean? So you have to get to the point where like you have completely disconnected from the stuff that a person or particular people have done to you, for you, or what they have lacked, like what they haven't done. Okay, because yeah, abuse is a serious thing, and I kind of feel like it's something that we need to be more brave to talk about, because there could be more people that will get the help that they need. Because when you are in an abusive situation, people don't take you seriously. They don't believe you. The first thing is like, well, why did you go back? Why did you talk to them? Why did you do this? And it's like, unless you're in that situation, it's really hard to explain. But I just want for people to be brave and to stick up to narcissists, to stick up to abusers, whether it's people that are abusing you emotionally, physically, sexually. Okay, there's a lot of people that are like rapists that get away with raping. And, you know, and they'll go back to their people. And it's like, I don't know if I could even be around someone who I know was, how can I say, like, suspected of doing something like that. I would be looking sideways, because, you know, a person is not going to accuse. I mean, there are people that make up shit, but I don't think so. I can't see someone making something like that up, because it's very scary to kind of put yourself out there and to stand up to someone not knowing the consequences, thinking like, well, if I say this, they might actually hurt me or whatnot. But even if you have to be the sacrifice, okay, you know, you could be the conduit for taking somebody very evil down, but it starts with you. So you have to be brave, okay? You have to be brave to stand up to your abuser, to get away from your abuser, to report the abuse. And don't lose faith in the system if you're not believed, okay? Keep fighting and keep going and keep living in your truth, but also simultaneously release your resentment towards the person who has abused you, and just know that they have to live with that consequence, and that a consequence will come, okay? It will come eventually. But if you are someone that has suffered through anything like that, I just want you to know that you are brave. And congratulations for getting yourself out of it, because it's very hard. It's very hard, especially when it's something that has happened over time, on and off for years. And, you know, people just don't believe you. And you just think, how can someone so cruel and wicked get away with doing something like this to a particular person? To use, because like I said, this could be about you, or this could be someone who you're trying to help. But I just want to bring awareness to abuse. There is a lot of perpetrators out there, and there's a lot of people that are getting away with abusing people, and they think it's normal to do it. And it's not normal. It's pure evil. And evil can only be stopped if there are people willing to put themselves out there and to stop that abuse in whatever way, shape, or form they can. So I just want you to know that if you did stand up to someone, regardless of whether they got away with the abuse or not, you were very brave, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and you will be getting a lot of rewards. And this person, they're not going to live a free life, you know, with peace of mind. Their comeuppance is coming, but whatever their comeuppance is, it's not for you to worry about. Just know that you are free, and you can continue to move on with your life, knowing that you stood in with integrity and honesty. And, you know, only you and them knows what happened, okay? You don't have to, you know, but it is very hard. I mean, when people have gone through abuse, it's very damaging. People have to have therapy because of those things. Some people, they don't want to admit that they need help. There's a lot of things that people do to try and cope with the psychological trauma that comes with abuse. And hurt people. So if someone is abusing you or has abused you, just know that that person probably has experienced some form of abuse in their life. It does not make it okay, because I don't want you to make excuses for the person, like, oh, well, you know what, they did this, so maybe that's why. You're not deserving of abuse. You're not deserving of somebody raping you. You're not deserving of someone beating you up. You're not deserving of somebody destroying you and destroying your property. You're not deserving of that, okay? But yeah, anybody who has suffered any abuse and you feel like you haven't been vindicated, you have. It's important also to share your story, put your story out there so that people know. I would say if there's any legal things going on, don't use any names, because as long as you don't use anybody's name, nobody can say nothing. Like, you know what I mean? As long as you're not using names and you're not talking about things, if something is currently going on, like if something has ended, like a legal case has ended, you are free to talk about it, but don't use names until, you know, unless something goes in your favor. That's when you can start naming and warning people of who the person is, okay? But find ways to just protect yourself, and don't be afraid to share your story, you know, because the more you tell people, the more you have eyes on you, the more your protective circle kind of expands, okay? Because if people are watching you, they're going to be watching the person who's watching you, who has been trying to, you know, or who has abused or attacked you, okay? But please get yourself out of an abusive situation. You know, what you allow is what will continue. So an abuser will continue to abuse you if you're letting them, okay? 1122, as I said that. But yeah, this is just to raise awareness to those who have been abused and you feel like, you know, the person has gotten away with it. They haven't got away with it, and they won't. But whatever happens to them in their future, or whatever happens to them within their own psyche, that's not for you to worry about. 1144, as I said that. Just be proud of yourself that you escaped that abuse, and focus on your healing and your self-development, okay? And trust nobody. Thank you.